Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Extreme Agents VIP call. Jesse, it's great to see you today. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm awesome, awesome. Alive, excited, full of energy, ready to share some gold nuggets of wisdom that we've learned throughout our careers. And I think we're going to the original playbook today, aren't we?
We're gonna take a step back in about almost 10 years ago. So yeah, this is.
Oh man, come on. You're
right.
right.
It's in our DNA now. So we are talking today about a closing attitude, a closer's attitude, the techniques, and some of the scripts, which a lot of people I think get confused on selling. Like selling's like asking the right questions and giving your presentation, but closing is when like you're going in to ask for the signature. You're going in to get that thing under contract. You're going to get that listing. You're going to write that offer and ask them to take an action. So that's what closing is, right? It's getting people to take an action. So let's talk about mindset, attitude, what to say, how to say it. Why don't we close, Steve? I mean, I've been there before where I go through the whole presentation, I leave, and I didn't even ask one time for them to sign the contract. It's like major fail, right?
Well, that's a great point, Jesse. One of the things that I realized was initially I didn't really know you needed to intentionally ask for the close sometimes, and that's you have to learn that mindset going in. You always want to have the anticipated, you want to have the what's it called, the word I'm looking for, not a assumptive. You always want to have the assumptive close that you're going to get the signature, but sometimes you get off track, you don't follow the script, and you forget to ask for the signature. So first of all, why don't you close? Maybe you don't know that you're supposed to close and ask for the signature. That's number one for me. Okay, once you get past that, sometimes you're afraid of maybe being too pushy, afraid of sounding too desperate, and or Jesse, what are some other ones?
Just a host of things that, and this is a big problem for analyticals, right? A lot of times analyticals, but we all do it. We start putting assumptions that they're thinking this. How do you know they're thinking that if you didn't ask them or they didn't tell you? So we're thinking, well, what if they think, my commission's too high, and you start already discounting yourself, and you don't even close because you're afraid of like, I think they're going to think this, and you don't know what they're thinking. So stop thinking that you know what they're thinking and just go ahead and ask for the close. Go ahead and ask for the sale. And some of it's attitude, right? Like we don't have the confidence in ourselves, and we should have like, I offer great service. There's a lot of lousy agents. I'm a good agent. I work hard. I have a good process. I have a good brokerage. Like I can help them. Like believe that you are good. You deserve it, right? So
yeah, you have to have that belief. You have to have that belief that you're the best agent for the job. You're at that appointment because they wanted to hear what you said, because they have confidence that you are, if you're going up against other agents, that you're one of the top people that could help them get the property sold. There's a reason that you're there. There's a reason that you're sitting at the table with them. So have the attitude that you're the best man for the job. And make it about them. Once you find out their motivation, use that to get the signature as well.
Yeah. A lot of times I'll even say that to people. Like, look, I know I work with the agents in our market, and some of them, they do this part-time. They don't take it that serious. You deserve the best, right? Isn't that what you want? And that's a close right there. That's a tie-down close. You deserve the best agent to do the job, right? So have that attitude. Another attitude is why wait? Like sometimes like, oh, it's okay if they sign it tomorrow. And we have that nonchalant, complacent, it's okay if they sign it via DocuSign in a week or not. So like, why? Why should you wait a week? Why not do it now? Why not get it closed, get it sold, get the process started right now? Put me to work. And that's an attitude too, is like, I'm not leaving without the signature. I'm not going to wait. I'm going to try to get this now. Now, obviously we know there's exceptions, and hey, maybe they have to sign part of it now or get it all signed later, but have an attitude of, I'm not leaving without the signature.
Absolutely.
Steve, you already talked about this, right? Assuming the sale, future pacing. How do you talk to somebody to kind of future pace them and get them in the mindset of already that you're working with them? how do you phrase some things? Maybe like, hey, when we get started, you know, when you
Right.
work with us.
So some of the things you can say to future pace them is, when we get offers on the property, when we're negotiating offers, now that you're going to put me to work, we're going to, here's the process that's going to come into play. Things like that. And it's a lot of NLP information, NLP skills that are coming into play there.
Yeah, tiny little phrases though, but they help make closing a lot easier, right? It makes your job of asking for this easier because you've already planted those seeds and they're already in their mind thinking, oh yeah, let me show you around the house because I know you said you want to take notes for putting on the MLS. That little tiny thing right there is huge. All right, let's talk about fruit salad. Let's talk about, everybody's probably wondering what in the world is fruit salad.
Yeah, we wondered what the hell this is all about too when we first heard about it. I think Mike did too.
Yeah, and it's really taking like pieces of different elements of sales and closing and putting them all together so that you can get the signature. You want to make it beautiful. You got to take a little bit of this. You got to take a little bit of that. So repeating, affirming, listening, asking a question, a tie down, and then a close. You put that all together, you mix it all up, and you got a powerful close. So you might just, an amateur might just ask a question like, okay, sir, what price would you like to sell the house for? Well, X price. And then, okay, that sounds good. Let's get the paperwork done. That's like very amateurish, right? Or they ask, but a professional is going to go ahead and start making this salad work, making it work all together.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
In the way, the reason what we learned here from our one of our coaches, his name was Steve Futch, was what he meant by fruit salad is there's several different responses you can put into each one of these. If you want to go back to the other, the last slide, do you have the different components of the fruit salad? I'm sorry, go back to the one that we were on. That's fine. The one that we went to. Next one. So you have you've got the tie down, the solution, or you got the solution, the tie down, and the close, right?
Yep.
So you want the fruit salad allows you to take, there's several different tie downs that you can use. So after you listen to their response, ask a question. So you're ready to get, you want to move to Florida and you want to get there before the fall season, correct? Yeah, we'd like to move to Florida. We want to get there before the fall. Okay, great. So you want to move to Florida, you like to get there before the fall. That's exactly why people like you hire me. That's a tie down, right? Is that a tie down or is that the solution?
No, that's just like what does he call those? No, that's what did he call that? A universal response.
Okay. That's exactly why people like you hire me. We specialize in getting homes sold quickly and helping our sellers get a good price and move in the time that they want to get moved. Isn't that what you're looking for? Okay, so you have a problem. They have a problem. You have the solution. All right. So yes, that is what we're looking for. Great. So all we need to do now is simply sign the contract so I can help you get to Florida before the fall, and you guys can get settled in and get your home sold here while the market's hot. Why don't we go ahead and sign the contract? So basically, there's several different tie downs, or several different solutions. Go up to the first one, the universal response. There's several different universal responses. Like that's exactly why people like you hire me. That's exactly why you and I need to meet immediately. So that a B would be one that's used on the phone if you're setting an appointment. So, I'm asking the first couple of questions on an expired call. And they say, I say, okay, how soon do you have to, or are you still looking to sell the house? Yeah, we're looking to sell the house. And how soon are you, where are you moving to when you sell? We're going to Florida. How soon do you have to be there? We have to be there in the fall. Great. So you're moving to Florida, but you need to be there in the fall. Well, Jesse, that's exactly why you and I need to meet immediately. Are you aware of how quickly homes are selling? And I'm sure you're aware that homes are selling within less than 30 days. but are you aware that the process of actually getting to the closing table and closing on your next house can take up to 60 to 90 days? Well, no, I wasn't aware of that. Well, I can appreciate that. So why don't we do this? Let's go ahead and set the appointment. I'm available at 4 o'clock today. Would you and your wife be available at that time to meet? So that's a universal response. Okay. And if you have this, the solution, go to the solution, the tie down on the other page.
Tie downs are, yeah. Isn't that what you
Isn't that what you want? Isn't that what you need? Wouldn't that be best for you? Wouldn't that be best for your family? So that's to tie them down and get them to think about what, more about their motivation.
Yeah. So exactly how Steve did it. This is kind of an example of that, right? Oh, they want to move in so much time, or they say, this is why my home didn't sell. And you just follow that whole process that we just showed you. And that's exactly why we need to meet immediately. I'm available, which is best for you. It's the same process over and over. So you don't need to get like complex on your scripts. Learn just a flow and pick the right components, put them together.
Yeah, you only have to use a couple of these, just like the ones that are on this one page thing. That's exactly why people like you hire me. We sell homes quickly, and we have a process that helps you get into the next home in less than 60 days. Isn't that what you're looking for? Great. You have the solution, that's part of the solution as well. The tie down is, isn't that what you want? Isn't that what you're looking for? Wouldn't that be best for you and your family? Isn't that why we should get together immediately?
Yeah, and you could change this a tiny bit if you're at the appointment, right? Instead of saying that's exactly why we need to meet as soon as possible, you say that's why we need to get your home on the market as soon as possible.
Right.
Right. It creates that urgency. So this is a very, very powerful. It looks like, okay,
it's fruit salad. It's all over the place, but really what it is you're taking different components in the fruit salad. So different components, different objection handlers or different solutions and different responses, and you're using them in a systematic way to get to the close and get them to sign the contract.
So you can download this form is in the membership area. So download it, use it, keep it on your wall. I've used this so many times. It's really, really helpful. FSBO script, if you're using the FSBO script, you can use the same exact thing. Okay, I guess this is what I'm understanding, blah, blah, blah. Oh, isn't that what you really want? Great, I'm available now. Use the same process throughout any script that you're talking about. Okay, so if you're just sold calls, you can use it the same process. So I thought that was a good little memory jogger for everybody.
Yeah,
here's
I
a
haven't
couple.
looked at that in a long time, but we use those. I use those automatically all the time, but
We're like embedded in rest, right?
right.
Here's another close that people have used. People use this all over. This is not just real estate. Feel, felt, found. I completely understand how you feel about whatever, some of our other clients that we've helped get sold have felt the same way. And they were worried about blah, blah, blah too, until they found out that our process, or we have a team, or, our marketing does X, Y, Z. You just answer whatever their objection was, or they were feeling was a roadblock, until they found out.
We're really, we'd like to sell, we'd like to buy another house, but we're really concerned about, the market right now. We know it's good for sellers, but it's really hard to find a house. I can definitely appreciate that. And it can be a little bit stressful right now. The good news is your home's going to sell quickly, and the challenge will be to find you another house. But I wanted to share something with you about the process, if that's okay. May I share that with you?
Yeah. This is a great one for amiable people, feeling people, right? Expressives. Use the word feel, use the word felt, use the word found. It makes them feel warm and fuzzy.
So what I was going to share was 99% of all of our clients are able to find a house after they get their house under contract. We're able to find them a house within 2 weeks, which is more than enough time to satisfy and expedite the move. So you have a 99% chance of being able to put this together, even though it may seem stressful. That's the reality. So with that being said, would you like to go ahead and take advantage of this great market and get your home listed right now? Right?
100.
There you go.
Here's another one. Nail down close. They give you an objection, I guess say price or whatever it is, right?
This
And
is a good one.
you just want to say, hey, if I can solve that problem that you're worried about, are you ready to get the contract signed? So whatever their objection is, oh, I'm just really worried about, are you guys going to do online marketing? So, Mr. Seller, sounds like that's one of your concerns. If we can make sure that we get the online marketing going as soon as possible, are you ready to get the contract signed today? Yeah, just bam, nail them down. Alternate close. I don't know if you use these very often, Steve. I think that we were drilled with these pretty good by Futch as well. Giving them choices kind of makes them feel like, again, it's all part of the assumptive close.
Yeah.
But would you like to get a wire or would you like to pick up your check at closing? Oh, you want to pick it up? Okay, perfect. All right, well, let's get the paperwork started. And you go right into close. Would you sign the contract, please? Would you like to have me hold the keys or would you hold an extra set of keys, or is a lockbox okay with you? Oh, lockbox is great. Okay, perfect. We'll make sure we get that put in there. All these are make them feel empowered and like they're making the decision. I mean, you can even have something stupid, right? Like, hey, would you like the sign on the left or the right side of the yard, right?
Yeah, and these are all assumptive closing questions that you're able to ask them. That's going to get them closer to being agreeable that they're working with you and sign the contract. So these are I start asking these questions. If I don't get them to sign the contract right away, I start going through a features and benefits list, and I start to ask them, okay, so when we start getting offers on the property, what happens is the agents are going to start asking me all these questions about the age of all the details of the property. So I like to get these answered ahead of time. So that being said, what's the approximate age of your roof? What's the approximate age of blah, 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 blah. And then I go through all those questions, as if we're already going to sign the contract. And by the time I get through that, that's the point I can also ask for the close and get the contract signed as well.
It's very powerful. It seems so simple, but it's like, it makes a huge difference.
Right. And you're just having a conversation, but you got to make sure you ask for the close.
Probably one of my top 3 favorite closes is the box close.
Yeah.
This you can use this when towards the end of your presentation, you kind of talked about everything, or maybe they seem kind of like, oh, we might want to sleep on it. You get one of those, we want to wait. Great
common.
And this is a great time to go through the box close. And what you're doing is trying to eliminate any of their top objections or the reasons why they wouldn't work with you. Is it A, B, C, or D? So let's say, for example, A is the price, and B is commission, and C is your process and marketing plan, and D is you. So,
all right, Jesse. So why don't we let's go ahead and sign the contract, Jesse, so I can get you guys to Florida and get you the price on your house that you're looking for and the time that you want. Does that sound good?
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of that sounds good. We probably need to sleep on this a little bit more and think about some of these things.
Okay, so you'd like to sleep on it and think about a few things. I can appreciate that. And while we're all here together and we all have this mutual time to talk about it, tell me specifically what your questions are. Maybe I can help get them answered for you.
Well, I mean, I'll be honest. My wife was a little bit worried about the commission. She's balancing the books and.
Why don't you just say that you're not really sure. You just want to sleep on it.
We're still not sure. Yeah, we still want to think about it a little bit more.
I can appreciate that. So I'm curious, Jesse. Let's look at a few things here. So are we in agreement on the price that you're going to list the house at? Yeah,
we think your way you presented that is good.
Perfect. Okay, great. So are we in agreement on the marketing that I'm going to do to sell your home?
Yeah, we were definitely impressed with that. That was definitely one of the things we were impressed with.
Okay, perfect. And are we in agreement on the commission structure that we have?
I got to be honest. I mean, we just think it's a little high.
Okay, I can appreciate that. And are we in agreement on the time frame that the home will be able to get the home sold and get you moved to Florida?
Yeah, I think like you said, your marketing could do that. Yeah.
Okay, great. So it sounds like the only issue that we really have is the commission. And I was curious, Jesse, why do you feel, what about the commission are you uncomfortable with?
Well, I mean, we see the ads for Redfin, people, it just seems a little high compared to what's out there.
I can appreciate that. And there are a lot of what we call discount brokers out there. There's a lot of part-timers out there. But Jesse, one of the things that we bring to the table is I'm a professional listing agent. I list hundreds of homes every year and sell hundreds of homes. And, we have a process and we have a staff that's going to help you get what you're looking to get for price. Make sure that all the paperwork and all the process goes smoothly so you don't lose any money or time in the process. And that's why, we're considered a full service real estate listing agent and brokerage.
Oh, okay.
So with all that being said and all the marketing that we're going to pay for up front, I'm sure you understand, Jesse, we don't get paid anything. In fact, we have a lot of skin in the game until the property sells. So we're taking a big risk on our end, and we have skin in the game that's going to assure that we're going to sell your property. So that being said, I'm sure you can agree that this commission is more than fair. So why don't you put us to work so we can get our marketing machine going and get you to Florida here in the next couple months? Does that sound good?
That makes me feel a lot more comfortable. Thanks for explaining that. Let's do it.
Perfect. Go ahead and sign the contract right here.
Excellent. So bring this out, man. Anytime you guys, A, B, C, or D would be like price, commission, process, marketing. Are we in agreement that I'm the right agent for the job? And you can fill in whatever you want there.
Yeah, you got to remember, if you leave that appointment without the signature, you got about a 70% chance you're never going to get it, at least 70%. So you might as well go for it. And what I've learned is this is one of the best ways to kind of weed out exactly what the issue is. If it's an objection or it's a condition, okay, you should already know if it's an objection or condition. A condition would be something you can't overcome, a reason they can't sell, but it's most likely an objection. And usually an objection is just a question in their mind that they have unanswered. And so usually it's one of 3 or 4 things. It's either commission, price, marketing, or time frame, or they have another agent they're going to interview. Find out what that is and do your best to try to overcome that while you're at the table. Sometimes I've had to I've had to get people to sign a contract and say, hey, listen, why don't we do this? Since we're all here together right now and I can go over the details of the contract, why don't we sign the contract? That way, if any questions come up while you're signing it, we can address those. And I understand you have this meeting with the other agent at 3 o'clock. You go ahead and meet with that other agent. I'm going to let you hold the contract. And if you decide to go with this other agent, you simply rip up the contract and we don't have to work together. Does that sound fair?
Fair. Sounds good.
But I'm pretty sure that when you talk to the other agent, you're going to feel comfortable and confident that we're the right people, the right company, the right team for the job. So I'll plan on coming back later on this evening to pick up the paperwork. Does that sound good to you?
I like it.
Great. And a lot of times they'll cancel the other appointment.
Smooth. Ben Franklin closes another way to do that, where you just literally write a line down the piece of paper. What are the pros on one side? What are the cons? And you explain, hey, this is how Ben Franklin would make decisions. I understand it's a big decision. Why don't we just write down and compare what are the things that are the benefits and what are the things that kind of has you hesitant about this? And that's another method.
I like it.
Tie downs we talked about earlier. Those are just helping emotionally, because people make decisions emotionally, not just logically, right? They're making them emotionally and they justify them with logic. So use the tie downs throughout your presentation and talking to people, and you'll find it's a lot easier to close. All right. What questions? Whew, we got through a lot. We got through the fruit salad. We had fruit salad already.
Yeah, the fruit salad was a little bit rotten because I haven't looked at that in a long time.
Yeah.
I need to buff up on that.
All right. Check out Extreme Agents events, Extreme